Hello, fourth graders. Today we are starting Module 1, Lesson 6 of our Eureka Math. And in today's lesson, we are going to look at finding 1, 10, and 100,000 more and less than a given number. Okay, and when we think about going more or less in a math problem, we know that to go more, we are adding, and to find less, we are subtracting. And so just a little bit of vocabulary down here, just in case I end up using it or you see it in your math problems. If we see that something's looking for the sum, so that's SUM, that is the answer to an addition problem. Okay? And the difference, that's DIFFERENCE, is the answer to a subtraction problem. Okay? And when we're trying to find 1, 10, and 100,000 more or less, we're going to be using a unit placement chart to show you how we do that. And we're going to be subtracting units from our unit placement or adding them to figure out our answers, okay? So take a picture of this slide, just in case you need to remember what sum and difference are and what the overall goal is for this lesson. And then we're going to move on. Please make sure that you have either pencil and paper or your whiteboard ready, because there will be times when you're going to need to practice along with me, and it's always best to practice while trying out the lesson, okay? So let's get started with our first example. So we're going to start off with this example, and if you need to take some time to draw this out, you can always pause the video. But right now what we're going to do, I'm going to use the top part for addition and the bottom part for subtraction, okay? So our number is 3,112. So how would we represent that in our place value chart? Well, we could always do, we know that there's 3,112, okay? Now, if I want to say, what is 1,000 more, we know that here we have our thousands. We need to add one more thousand. So what we're going to do is we're going to write down below here plus 1,000, and then now we're going to have a total of 4,000s. We did not add any hundreds, tens, or ones, so we can just bring the number down, and then now we have 1,000 more of 3,112 is 4,112. Okay? And if you're listening to the statements, every time I use the word is, that shows that we are finding the answer to the problem. So if we write it out, sorry, I had to burp. We had 1,000 more than 3,112 is 4,112. So if I say more than, it's a plus. If I say is, there's an equal sign. Okay, so then now we're going to be down here. If we're going to start out again with 3,112, and I want to say, what is 1,000 less than 3,112? So I'm going to say 1,000 less. Okay, we know that we are going to subtract 1. And if you want to draw dots like this, and if you take 1 away, we know that there's going to be 2 left over. Or I guess I could erase to take it away. And nothing changed to our hundreds, tens, and ones. So it's like we subtracted 0, which will leave us our number of 2,112. And then so I could say, I could also just say 2,112 is 1,000 less than 3,112. And so that just means 2,112 is equal to 3,112 minus 1,000. Because remember, the less than is always going to be minus, and we want the bigger number in front. Okay? So that's how we look at subtracting or adding thousands. Next, we're going to look at adding and subtracting 100,000 or 10,000. So right now, here's our next one. We have 200,352. So if we're going to put that into our chart, we know that it's 200,352. Now, you can always pause. Remember to catch up if you need to. But remember, we want to go through this all together. So, if I said we're going to do 1,000, or if I say we want 10,000 more than 200,352, what would we do? Take some time to pause and try it out, and then unpause when you're ready. All right, so when we're looking at 10,000 more, we know that we need to add one more unit to our 10,000s. So we're going to do plus 1, and that's a 1 down there. And we did not change our 100,000, or our thousands, our hundreds, our tens, or our ones. So 10,000 more than 200,352 is 210,352. Now let's take this same unit, or the same number, and we're going to subtract 100,000. So if we have 210,352, what would it look like if we were to subtract 100,000? Pause the video, give it a try, and press play when you're ready. Okay, so if we're going to look at taking away 100,000, so we're going to have 100,000 less. We're taking away 100,000 from there, and we're going to have 100,000, and we're not changing any other units. So now we have 110,000, or 110,352. So I could say for this sentence, 100,000 less than 210,352 is 110,352. Okay? Did you get it? Well, good job. I hope you did. And if not, good job still for trying. It's always best to try it out. Remember, these are our examples that we want to go through. When you go through examples, it's always practice. Now, this is enough for you to get by with the homework assignment. But right now, I have a challenge. Okay? Here's our challenge right now. So what we're going to do, we are going to do... Oops, I need the right pen. So I want us to try to do 1,000 more. Okay? So if we start out with 709,217, and we want to go 1,000 more, how do we do that? Take this time to pause and give it a shot. Well, welcome back. I hope that you gave it a shot. And let's see, if we're going to add 1,000 there, we have 10 thousands now. Now, would it be okay to do like this? Where we have 10, where we have, I don't even know how to read that number because we have 700,000 and 10,000s. Well, remember, every time we have a group of 10, we can take a group of 10, make that a 0, and then we add 10,000. So now we have a new number. Oops, let me erase that. It's too crowded now. So since this equaled 10,000, we can change that to become 0 because we're taking that group of 10 and adding the 1 here. So now 0 plus 1 is 1, and nothing happens to our 100,000s, our hundreds, our tens, or our ones. So now we have 1,000 more than 709,217 is 710,217. Now, if we want to stick with our number here, 709,200, oops, 709,217. And what if I said we want to do 10,000 less? Okay. If we want 10,000 less. Okay. What do we think is going to happen? Take this time to pause and give it a try. Here's a hint though. You're going to need to do a little bit of ungrouping. If you remember how to do that, cool. If not, then I'll show you. All right. So if we're going to subtract 10,000 here, well, we can't really take 1 from 0. But if we can ungroup this 700,000s into 600,000s and 10,000s, okay, we can finally take away 10,000 from there. So then now we have a 9 10,000s left. And since we took away one of the 10,000s here, we have 6. And nothing else here changes. So 10,000 less than 709,217 is 699,217. Okay, remember, to help us with subtracting from a really big number, using a unit chart like this will definitely help us with seeing how the subtraction works. So no matter how big the number is, you're always going to be able to do your subtractions that way, okay? Or additions and subtractions that way. Okay, so now it's the time for you to go and try out your problem set. You're working on number 1, A, B, and C on lesson 6, and also number 2. Number 2 is a story problem, so it's going to be a little bit tricky, okay? Good luck, and please make sure you let me know if you need any help at all. Take care.